Hello guys, and welcome to a new WARNO video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I have for you Game 3 of a best of 5 between Tmanplays and Darkneutron in the semi-finals of the Division 1 playoffs of the WARNO League. Today they are playing on death row, and on our left in the blue team we have Tmanplays playing with the 1st UK Armoured. And on our right in the red team we have Darkneutron playing with the 5th Panzer Division. So once again it seems like TMAN's managed to land himself the better division, I would say. Not necessarily for this map, however. I feel like the 5th Panzer Division on this patch, they were a lot stronger. They had all of the armor still on their Leopards. The Leopards have been since nerfed. But in this build, the 5th Panzer Division, its Leopard 2A4s, the Leopard 2A3s, really strong. And in a long engagement in this match, could be absolutely ruthless against the Chieftain Mark 11s and the Challenger 2s. So I think, in the long game, Darkneutron really has the advantage this time around, which could work in his favor because I think he kind of struggles more with his early game than T-Man does. And so if he's able to kind of just play a bit more chill in the early game and then sort of build for a late game win, I think Darkneutron really could pull this off. Whereas T-Man, he's going to be opting for the 1st UK, which can really take advantage of the early game with its Terriers Para and the Foxes. And we didn't really see the Foxes utilized that well in the last game, but this time around, I don't think we will either, because this map just doesn't really allow for it. Death row is very much just a smash down the middle, and whoever has the bigger units tends to win. So yeah, we'll see how things go. Let's have a quick look at the deployment. T-Man, SAS Patrol, Terriers Paddle with the Carl Gustav. He's got another SAS Patrol there. He's got the 1 Fox on the top side, 2 Rover CPs, Javelin LML on the bottom side. He's got the rifles. He's got the Milan 2 on the top side, LML, 2 armored rifles, and a Chieftain Mark 11. 2 Chieftain Mark 11s at the start of the game. The one big thing to note here is that T-Man has gone for 2 leaders. Hopefully Darkneutron has as well, because the big thing that often decides long-term death row games is conquest points, and getting more conquest points than your opponent early on is super important, because the only way you're going to be able to get them off your enemy after the start of the game is by pushing the enemy completely out of Alpha or pushing into Echo or Charlie, which is really difficult. Like, all of those tasks are really difficult. Anyway, French Bear are going to be spotting the SAS Patrol as the engagement gets underway, but Darkneutron here, he opted to go for Lux A1s across the board, this is a unit I really don't like. Now the Foxes, they're wheeled recon, which are really good because of the 30mm Raden. And this Raden is very effective. Oh gosh, that's incredibly bright, I'm sorry. Yeah, this Raden is very effective at killing vehicles. So that's why it's so good in comparison to something like a Lux. The Lux only has a 20mm, and it's good, or reasonable fire support against infantry. But yeah, the Fox just is immense in comparison. So the Lux not really a great option, I feel. But Darkneutron going to be bringing his Leopard 1A1A1s onto the top side, and he's going to be starting to engage the Chieftain Mark 11s. Now the Leopard 1A1A1s are going to struggle against the Chieftain Mark 11s, as you can see. The Leopard 1A1 got taken down to 2 health, while the Chieftain only took 1 damage from that shot. And the Jaeger Aufklärer are also getting pushed out of that building by the hefty autocannons on those warriors. The Panzergrens being backed up by the Marder 1A2. This Leopard 2A3 is really what Darkneutron needs in position, so he's moving that up. That's going to be able to help take out plenty of these units. Manages to pop a Warrior Milan, backing off. We'll need to get that fixed up, but the Fox there making short work of the Lux. And yeah, it's really going to be up to the Leopard 2A3 here to clean things out. Leopard 1A1. Not able to one-shot the Warrior Milan, that is a problem. The reason that's a problem is because if the Warrior Milan has an HGM in flight, Yes, the Leopard 1A1 will lower the cohesion of the Warrior, forcing the Milan to potentially miss. But there's always a chance that Milan's going to hit. And then the Leopard 1A1 takes as much damage as well, which is not good in those engagements. I'm very surprised to see him invest into Leopard 1A1A1s. I think in this matchup it's not very good. If he just invests fully into the Leopard 2A3s and 2A4s in this matchup, then he pretty much can't lose any tank engagements, and that would be huge for this game. And I mean, so far, I mean, both players have managed to stabilize. Darkneutron brought up a Gepard. He brought up 2 Leopard 2A3s, and I actually really like this choice from Darkneutron. The double Leopard 2A3 is really, really nasty, because if it's supporting other Leopards, it can, you know, make their veterancy really good, like bring their veterancy up a level, and then you can just get super accurate shots on the move. The beauty of the Leopards in this patch is their accuracy is the same on the move as it is stationary. So, very, very big. Now the Apache coming over here. Going to clean out the Fox. Stop that getting into the back line. Very important play, that is, because otherwise the Fox kind of sneaks around here, starts shooting all of the units that are weaker as they drive past. And there goes a 1A1A1. Chieftain Mark 11's still managing to get some good hits in here. But he needs to be careful with this 2A3 before the Unimogs get here. Pernspier not having a good time. Chieftain Mark 11 getting free shots on target. SAS Patrol firing in. Leopard 2A3s being backed up on this side. There's a good chance here that Darkneutron could just waste both of these Chieftain Mark 11s, but I don't expect TMAN will let that happen, and he has managed to get his Bedford supply in position to fix those up. Challenger 2 now on the way as well, and Darkneutron's got to be careful that he doesn't fall into the trap. The 185 points in favour of TMAN is significant because, as I mentioned, the onus is really on Darkneutron to push TMAN out of this sector, Alpha, completely. Or he can make a play from Charlie to Echo, but you can see that both players really haven't invested a lot in this bottom side. The only difference I can notice here that is substantial is that TMAN has a Javelin LML, whilst Darkneutron doesn't have any AA. So there's a chance that TMAN just brings a load of Gazelle rockets down here and just cleans out the Panzergrounds and he pushes in there for free. But we'll have to wait and see if that actually comes to fruition. Oh, the Leopard 2A3 getting caught out. Did not expect the Challenger 2 to land the shot there. And the Chieftain Mark 11's following it up for a very, very quick kill. Now he's moving up with the 2A3s. His Leopard 2A3 misses. That's not good. I mean, these are up to 66% accuracy. He doesn't want those to miss. Is managing to smoke off, takes down a Chieftain Mark 11. That's important. Leopard 1A1 though, doesn't want to engage on its own. And just to back it off, okay. Very, very risky engagements at the moment. Meanwhile, 155mm artillery being purchased. This is towed artillery. Just realised. I guess in 1v1 you don't get counter battery that often, but still risky. Especially considering he sold the truck it came with. But yeah, this was all about the Challenger Mark II, Chieftain Mark 11. But another Chieftain Mark 11 now coming up. Gotta be careful. 2A3. Oh, misses that shot. Now, Darkneutron this series has not been very lucky with his engagements, I'll tell you that much. Usually these Leopard 2A3s just can't miss. But at the moment, moving back up, trying to push up while the smoke is here, but the smoke's going to clear any second. This is really, really risky as the 2A3 shows side armor gets taken out. The leader does not pop its smoke in time to save it. And that is two 2A3s dying, and every 2A3 that goes down, the armor advantage actually goes in favour of T-Man here, with the double Chieftain Challenger Mark II actually holding out against the Leopards. And Darkneutron just needs to stop trying to push in from this position, because the problem he's having at the moment is like he just can't peek without T-Man getting the first shot, and that's just not tenable. The way he's got to do it is kind of bring them up here to the left and then push across through this tree line and use this tree line to peek rather than the hill to peek, because the hill, just every time you're going to get hit first, whereas if you have recon up on top of the hill here and you can already see your targets, then you can sneak through this tree line and pop stuff. And if you can't sneak through that tree line because there's stuff in this building, for example, then you need to deal with that first, which is what he kind of needs to do. He can also do it this way. This isn't a terrible way to do it either. Bring in a bunch of Panzer guns that can push up this tree line and put pressure onto the armor at close range. That works too. So it seems as though he has realised that he is going to be backing off from that engagement for the time being. But the Lux A1 going to be taken out in the middle. Not much luck there, but the Milan 2 has shown itself once again. So the 155mm artillery firing away. So Panzergren's now pushing forwards. SAS Patrol will move up here at close range. They do have a satchel charge. That Panzergren's got to be careful. Marder 1A2 trying to help out with 20mm fire support, but 20mm are just not very good fire support compared to 30mm. Oh no! The Milan 2 side shot is... Oh, and the second one got taken out as well. Oh, I can't believe it. Both of the Milan 2s just pop in those 2A3s. That's 2 leader 2A3s gone down just like that. That's now 4 2A3s down. What is that? 1 Chieftain Mark 11? Oh no. Devastating. Absolutely devastating. Tmanplays with the 1,740 kills to 445 losses in 10 minutes and 17 seconds. Oh, I can't help but feel bad for Darkneutron in that. He just had a horrible time trying to engage up the hill there. I mean, he did put himself in a bad position, but ultimately what happened to the first 2A3 that died, well, I think it was actually the second one that died, is that because both of the Leopards were so close together, one of them tried to move it on its own and ended up showing side armor, which ended up getting it killed. And then, yeah, those 2A3s going down to the Milan 2s, I don't know why they were both showing side armor, but they both got one popped. And that is just rough. Really, really rough way to go. So, with that done, well, T-Man 3-0 in the semi-final. Nicely done. Joins Mix in the final, who also went 3-0. So it looks like we're going to have a pretty hot grand final between Tmanplays and Mix. And then we have a third place match there between Tofuk and Darkneutron. I think, you know, Darkneutron in this series, he definitely threw punches at T-Man, but T-Man always had a counter. And T-Man, arguably one of the best players, if not the best player in WARNO. So, yeah. Tough attempt for Darkneutron in this one. Didn't pay off. But we'll be having a chance at still getting some prize money in the third place final. I won't be covering the third place final on the channel. If you want to check that out, then make sure to go over to SD League, Prodos's channel. I think he has it on there, or Bandana. Either of the two, definitely worth checking out regardless. But yeah, I will of course be moving on to the grand final next between T-Man and Mix. But until then, hopefully you guys have enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.